Halloween is upon us, so it only makes perfect sense to talk about this man during the month of October. I mean, look at him standing there, looking just like Michael Myers, peering over the offensive line, looking deep into the souls of the defensive players' hearts, ready to kill the competition. Yeah, we're talking about Boise State's star running back, Ashton Jeanty. He's been trampling the college football landscape with every carry and rushing into every football fan's heart. And hopefully for him, there'll be a shiny Heisman Trophy waiting for him when all's said and done. So if you don't know who Ashton Jeanty is, that's okay. Well, maybe it's not actually, because you should know something about Ashton Jeanty at this point. But networks aren't exactly knocking down this door for Boise State airtime. But this year, it's a high possibility that that can change, because Jeanty is must-see TV. So grab a drink, grab your favorite snack, and hit that like button, as we are about to find out the word on the man himself. Ashton Jeanty was born December 2nd, 2003, to Harry Jeanty and his mother. Couldn't find his mom's name, but nevertheless, shout out to Mama Duke. Jeanty was born in Jacksonville, Florida. But he's had to call many places home, as his father Harry, who was a military man in the Navy, was stationed in several different places throughout his childhood. We're talking Jacksonville, Virginia, Texas, and even overseas in Italy. Before the start of 7th grade, Harry and the Jeantys were relocated to the U.S. Naval Support Base in Aversa, Italy. And in Ashton's father's own words, over there, Ashton was in heaven. It was here Ashton developed his love for football before heading back to the States before his sophomore year of high school. After 3 years in Italy, Ashton was back in the States, going to the state most would call the biggest football state in America, Texas. If you guessed right, give yourself a pat on the back. Congratulations! While Ashton Jeanty was in Italy, he was feasting on the Italians. But now he's coming into an entirely different world in Texas. You know what they say, everything is bigger and better in Texas. Well, so was the competition. And I don't even mean outside competition. You see, when Harry Jeanty enrolled Ashton Jeanty at Frisco Lone Star High School, this school was already a powerhouse led by Coach Jeff Rayburn. What do you mean by powerhouse, you might ask? Let's just say this Lone Star team was filled with NFL players. Players like Marvin Mims Jr. and Jalen Ford. Now, while Coach Rayburn was excited to add another talented asset to his team, there were already great running backs ahead of Ashton. Names like Jaden Nixon, who ended up committing to Oklahoma State and now plays for Western Michigan. Guys like this prevented Ashton from playing the position he loved. But the thing is, Ashton's always been a team player. So he put his talents to use for 3 years as a slot wide receiver and playing on defense as an outside linebacker and safety. When he finally got his shot in his senior year, Jeanty was handed the baton and he didn't look back. Check this out. In 1 year, as a starting running back, Jeanty rushed for 1,843 yards on 229 carries, averaging 8 yards per carry. And that's not it. He said, "I'll catch the ball too," going for 810 yards on 41 receptions. But how many touchdowns, you might ask? 41 total touchdowns, 31 on the ground, and 10 through the air. Now you would think, if he's putting these numbers up in just 1 year, it better have been the reincarnation of Earl Campbell, Eric Dickerson, and an Adrian Peterson clone in front of him for those 3 years. Now it goes to show just how talented Ashton Jeanty was in high school. I mean, we just talked about his only year starting at running back, but he already committed before going into his senior year to the Boise State Broncos on September 13th, 2021, over offers from New Mexico, North Texas, Kansas, Tulane, and Cal. Coach Rayburn said, "I think if Ashton would have played running back full time as a junior, he wouldn't have ended up at Boise. I think he would have ended up at a Power 4 school. In the class of 2022, Ashton ended his career as an ESPN 3-star recruit, a 24/7 Sports 4-star recruit, ranked the number 27th running back in the nation per 24/7 Sports, and number 90 by ESPN. He was also named to the 2020 Texas 558 D1 first team as a wide receiver, and named the 2019 Texas 558 D1 Defensive Newcomer of the Year, all the while being a 3-sport athlete in football, basketball, and track and field. In 2022, Jeanty started his career as a true freshman, sharing time with running back George Holani. Ashton had played in all 14 games with only 2 starts, but he finished the season with 156 carries, 821 rushing yards, and 7 touchdowns, averaging 5.26 yards a carry. 5.3 if you're nasty. What? Coming into his sophomore year, with a year under his belt and a better understanding of the game, Jeanty came into 2023 ready to work. This year, he led the team in rushing with 1,347 yards and 14 touchdowns on 220 carries, all the while still sharing running back duty with George Holani. Again, he decided to show off his hands and added on 569 reception yards with 5 receiving touchdowns, which was the second most on Boise State and the most out of all running backs in the nation. And to top it off, he led the nation in yards from scrimmage with 159.7. He was third in all-purpose yards with 1,900 speed tackle. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? There was a lot of hype building up about him during his sophomore year. During the MWC title game that Boise State went on to win, a Boise State coach spoke on the amount of illegal tampering that occurred with teams trying to pay and pry Jeanty away from Boise State. But as we said before, Jeanty's been a team player and he's loyal as they come. Coach Spencer Danielson from Boise State said, "Before we win the MWC championship game, the amount of influx with illegal tampering with Ashton, to his family, to him, to position coaches, head coaches calling him, he was getting bombarded." After the Mountain West Conference title game, a Boise sports radio host reported 3 days after that Jeanty would be on the receiving end of a NIL deal that included $300K, a new car, and housing. Now, Jeanty obviously was deserving of every bit. I mean, truthfully, probably a lot more. But the city of Boise and the university had locked in their star running back for the foreseeable future.
Last spring, you never entered the transfer portal, but you had a lot of people calling and throwing money at you. Why'd you decide to stay?
Walking out on everything that we built, I just couldn't see myself doing that.
Every snap, give me all you got for 60 minutes.
This place is special, the culture, the tradition. Money is great, money is cool, but a legacy, an impact that lasts forever.
The top running back in all of college football, Ashton Jeanty.
Now we move into present time, 2024. The 5'9", 250-pound running back Ashton Jeanty is now named a captain and is off to his best start yet. Do you remember when I said our boy Ashton Jeanty totaled 1,347 rushing yards as a sophomore? Well, through 7 games, he already has 1,376 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns on only 159 attempts. And he's averaging 8.7 yards per carry. I mean, that's almost 9 yards a carry. I mean, he's pretty much averaging a first down. Now look, there's not really much I can say here to do him justice. You're just gonna have to look at his highlights for yourself and check out some of these accolades he's collected to this point in his career at Boise State. Now, coaches, teammates, and everybody in between and beyond speak on Ashton's character glowingly. He's a captain of the team. He's a great leader in the running back room and the team as a whole. But these characteristics don't exactly play a huge role in receiving the Heisman Trophy at the end of the year. It's more so about what you do on the field. And now we know that most Heisman Trophy winners are quarterbacks. If we think about it, the last non-quarterback to win the honor was in 2020, and that was Devontae Smith. Before that was another Crimson Tide player, running back Derrick Henry in 2015. And then you go back a few more years, you have Mark Ingram. These three guys, along with Reggie Bush back in 2005, are the only skill position players to win a Heisman since 2000. But if anybody has anything to say about that, it's Ashton Jeanty. But of course, just like back in Texas, there's always competition, and there will always be for the Heisman Trophy. Now, we all know a certain two-way player, well, the two-way player in college football named Travis Hunter. Well, he believes he should be the clear, unanimous Heisman winner. And I can't blame a top athlete for believing so. I mean, you should believe in yourself. But check out what he has to say about Jeanty's Heisman candidacy. And we'll also check out Jeanty's response to Travis Hunter.
Right. And I want you to know that I don't want y'all to shy away from speaking that stuff into existence. I don't think that you can win it. I definitely think you can win it.
I know I can win it, but
Robert
I don't know.
couldn't win it either.
I don't know who was there. I mean, y'all see Ashton Jeanty, but it's not like we haven't seen a running back that's good.
All right.
We haven't seen a player that plays both ways, and I'm gonna keep saying that. It's like he have 95 carries.
Yeah.
For
1,000 yards. Yeah.
If I had 95 catches, how much yards you think I have?
Okay.
So I'm trying to tell him, like, if I had 95 targets on defense, what you think I'll have?
Right.
If I had 95 catches on offense, what you think I'll have? So I try to take, like, he got double the touches I got on the offensive side of the ball, and I still have defensive stats that's still crazy, and we only in week 6.
Yeah.
So, I'm not gonna argue about it.
I don't consider.
And kudos to Travis. Like, he balling for real. Like, he doing some stuff we ain't never seen nobody do. Personally, I don't take no offense to it. Like, he just speaking his opinion. You know, everybody got an opinion. For me, is what I've been doing has been done in 36, 37 years.
Long time.
So that's something special. If I keep that up and, break a record that's been around for 36 years, then I feel like you can't really compete with that, you know what I'm saying? He is balling, but I just feel like what I'm doing is it's just too special, I watch Travis, I watch his games, like, incredible player. Like, I've never seen people really doing. But I know myself, I know my talent. I feel like I'm the best player in college football.
It's definitely going to be a tight race and very fun to witness who will be taking that trophy when it's all said and done. You have Ashton Jeanty, who seems to be unstoppable. He's on pace to break the single-season rushing record of 2,628 yards set by Barry Sanders himself. And on the other hand, you have Travis Hunter playing both ways at possibly two of the hardest positions in the game, defensive back and wide receiver. So who do you have lifting the Heisman Trophy? Ashton Jeanty, Travis Hunter, Cam Ward? There are a lot of worthy candidates, but only one man can bring that trophy home. So best of luck to all of them. Thank you for watching this dive into the story of Ashton Jeanty. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you made it this far, we'll catch you on the next one.